Hello learners, welcome to Commerce Teacher Malayalam YouTube channel. Kerala PSC exam, category number 123 2021, State Goods and Service Tax Department conduct ചെയ്യുന്ന കേരള PSC റീസെൻ്റ് ആയി വിളിച്ച എക്സാം ആണ് STO, സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ടാക്സ് ഓഫീസർ, പഴയ പേര് CTO, കൊമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ ടാക്സ് ഓഫീസർ. കഴിഞ്ഞ വീഡിയോസിലായിട്ട് 170 to 2050 കാറ്റഗറി നമ്പർ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ആയി നമ്മെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ ആൻസർ വിത്ത് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷനോട് കൂടി തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. ആ വീഡിയോ കാണാത്തവർ കാണാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക, മോഡലിൽ ലിങ്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്നതാണ്. എസ്പെഷ്യലി കൊമേഴ്സുകാർക്കൊക്കെ ഇതൊരു ബെറ്റർ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റിയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ മാക്സിമം ഈ ഒരു എക്സാമിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പരിശ്രമിക്കുക. ഒരു സീറ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ടാക്സ് ഓഫീസറിൻ്റെ നമ്മൾക്ക് തന്നെ ആണ് എന്ന രീതിയിൽ ഉറപ്പിച്ചിട്ട് പഠനം ആരംഭിക്കുക. നമ്മൾക്ക് എന്തായാലും ഈ ഒരു കഴിഞ്ഞ എക്സാമിൻ്റെ കട്ട് ഓഫ് 48 പോയിൻറ്റ് സംതിങ് ആണ്, 48.67. അപ്പോൾ ഈ വർഷം നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു എക്സാമിന് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കേണ്ട ഒരു 60, 70, 80 ആ റേഞ്ചിൽ വേണം നമ്മൾ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യാൻ. ഈ ഒരു എക്സാം അനുബന്ധമായിട്ട് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ നോട്ടുകൾ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്, അക്കൗണ്ടിങ്, GST മുഖേന ഈ ഒരു സബ്ജക്റ്റിൽ നിന്നാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യ വീഡിയോയിൽ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. അതിൻ്റെ കണ്ടിന്യൂഷൻ ആയിട്ടുള്ള പാർട്ട് 2 ആണ് നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. എസ്പെഷ്യലി നിങ്ങൾ ഓർക്കേണ്ടത് ഈ ഒരു എക്സാമിൻ്റെ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഡേറ്റ്, അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നതിൻ്റെ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഡേറ്റ് 2 ജൂൺ 2021 ആണ്. സോ അയക്കാത്തവർ, അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാത്തവർ വേഗം തന്നെ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുക. നമുക്ക് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിലോട്ട് കിടക്കാം. 21st question. In certainty equivalent approach, adjusted cash flows are discounted at. The options are accounting rate of return, internal rate of return, hurdle rate, risk-free rate. Which option is correct? നമുക്ക് explanation നോക്കാം. Certainty equivalent cash flow is the risk-free cash flow which an investor consider equivalent to a higher but risky expected cash flow. Certainty equivalent cash flow is calculated using the following formula. Certainty equivalent cash flow equal to expected cash flow divided by 1 plus risk premium, where risk premium is the excess of risk adjusted discount rate over the risk free rate. So the correct answer for this question is, correct answer is answer D, risk free rate. Next question, match the following. List 1, payback rate of return, internal rate of return, benefit cost ratio, net terminal value method. List 2, discounted cash flow technique, compounded values of investment and return, crude method for project evaluation, varying size to project evaluation. These are the options. നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ വീഡിയോസിൽ പേ ബാക്ക് റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് റിട്ടേൺ, ഇന്റേണൽ റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് റിട്ടേൺ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തതാണ്. ബെനിഫിറ്റ് കോസ്റ്റ് റേഷ്യോ, നെറ്റ് ടെർമിനൽ വാല്യൂ മെത്തേഡാണ് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാതിരുന്നത്. നമുക്കത് നോക്കാം. The payback reciprocal is a crude estimate of the rate of return for the project or investment. The internal rate of return is a discounting cash flow technique which gives a rate of return earned by a project. A benefit cost ratio, BCR, is a ratio used in cost-benefit analysis to summarize the overall relationship between relative cost and benefit of a proposed project. The net terminal value method is an improvement over the net present value method of making capital investment decisions. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Terminal value method detailed explanation. Terminal value is the present value of all future cash flows of a project or a method with an assumption of a stable growth rate in the future. It is known as continuum value or horizontal value. Next question, match the following. List 1, realized yield method, taxation, cost of total capital employed, dividend growth is a consideration. List 2, cost of equity share capital, cost of equity capital, cost of debt capital, weighted average cost of capital. Which option is correct? First option is realized yield method. A realized yield method is included in cost of equity share capital methods. Cost of equity share capital methods are dividend price basis, dividend price plus growth basis approach, earning price basis, earning price plus growth basis, realized yield basis, and CAPM, capital asset pricing model. In debt, interest payments are tax deductible. The taxation is highly affected in debt. In equity, does not affect the cost of common equity or cost of preferred stock in taxes. So the correct for taxation is cost of debt capital. And then weighted average cost of capital formula, cost of equity into percentage of equity plus cost of debt into percentage of debt into 1 minus tax rate. So, the cost of total capital employed is considered in weighted cost of capital. Then we also know finally dividend growth is a consideration in cost of equity share capital. So, the correct answer for this question is answer C. Next, indicate the cost of equity capital based on capital asset pricing model with the following information. CAPM മെത്തേഡിലുള്ള ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ് കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ബീറ്റ കോഫിഷ്യൻ 1.40, റിസ്ക് ഫ്രീ റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് 9%, expected rate of return on equity in the market 16%. So the correct answer for this question is, സോ നമുക്ക് അതിന് മുമ്പ് തന്നെ CAPM മെത്തേഡ് ക്യാപിറ്റൽ അസറ്റ് പ്രൈസിങ് മോഡൽ മെത്തേഡിൽ കോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇക്വിറ്റി ക്യാപിറ്റൽ എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നറിയേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. അതിൻ്റെ ഇക്വേഷനാണ് റിസ്ക് ഫ്രീ റിട്ടേൺ പ്ലസ് എക്സ്പെക്റ്റഡ് റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് റിട്ടേൺ മൈനസ് റിസ്ക് ഫ്രീ റിട്ടേൺ ഇൻറ്റു ബീറ്റ. റിസ്ക് ഫ്രീ റിട്ടേൺ 9%, ബീറ്റ 1.4, എക്സ്പെക്റ്റഡ് റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് റിട്ടേൺ 16%. ഈ ഒരു ഇക്വേഷൻ വെച്ചിട്ട് സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ആൻസർ 18.8%. Next question, interim cash inflows are reinvested at a rate of return equal to the internal rate of return is the built-in mechanism for which method? The options are net present value method, internal rate of return method, profitability index method, none of the above. Choose the correct option. In internal rate of return, IRR method is a metric used in capital budgeting to estimate the profitability of potential investments. Internal rate of return is a discount rate that makes the net present value NPV of cash inflows from a particular project equal to 0. IRR calculations rely on the same formula as NPV does. IRR is usually used to calculate the profitability of investment made in a financial product or project. Higher the IRR, the more profitable it is to invest in a financial scheme or project. Assume all financial products require the same amount of upfront investment. The product with the highest IRR would be considered the best. Of course, one also need to understand the risk factors before investing. So the correct answer for this question is option B, internal rate of return method. Next question, which one of the following is the most popular method for estimating the cost of equity? The options are capital asset pricing model, CAPM, dividend yield method, Gordon's dividend discount model, earning yield method. Please choose the correct answer. Let's see the explanation. Capital asset pricing model is the most celebrated model for estimating cost of equity. It describes the relationship between risk and expected return. The general idea behind CAPM is that investors need two forms of compensation, time value of money and risk. The risk-free rate in the formula represents the time value of money and compensate the investors for placing money in any investment over time. So the correct answer for that question is answer A, capital asset pricing model. Which one of the following is not the internal factor affecting the weighted average cost of capital of a firm? The options are investment policy of the firm, capital structure of the firm, dividend policy followed, market risk premium for the firm. Choose the correct option. The explanation for this question is the market risk premium is the difference between the expected return on a market portfolio and risk-free rate. It does not form a part of internal factors affecting the weighted average cost of capital of a firm. The correct answer for this question is answer D, market risk premium for the firm. Next question, positive NPV in project appraised by a firm may not occur on account of. The options are economies of scale, market research, product differentiation, intangible benefits. Choose the correct answer. Net present value NPV is the difference between the present value of cash inflows and the present value of cash outflows over a period of time. NPV is used in capital budgeting to analyze the profitability of a projected investment or project. The purpose of net present value is to help analysts and managers to decide whether or not new projects are financially viable. Essentially, net present value measures the total amount of gain or loss a project will produce compared to the amount that could be earned simply by saving the money in a bank or investing in some other opportunity that generate a return equal to the discount rate. If a long-term project has a positive net present value, then it is expected to produce more income than what could be gained by earning the discount rate, which means the company should go ahead with a project. Positive NPV in project appraisal by a firm occurs mostly on account of tangible benefits. So the correct answer is answer D, intangible benefits. They are not occur on account in the positive NPV in project appraised by the firm. Next question. In case the project are divided under capital rationing, an appropriate project appraisal method is, the options are net present value method, profitability index method, internal rate of return method, payback period method. എല്ലാ മെത്തേഡ്സും നമ്മൾ ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡായി നോക്കിയിരുന്നു. The profitability index, also known as profit investment ratio and value investment ratio, is the ratio of payoff to the investment of a proposed project. It is a useful tool for ranking projects because it allows you to quantify the amount of value created per unit of investment, where potential projects are able to be divided. That's any fraction of the project may be undertaken and the return from the project are expected to be generated in exact proportion to the amount of investment undertaken. A calculation known as the profitability index PI is used. Correct answer is answer B, profitability index method. Next question, the conflicts in project ranking in capital budgeting as per NPV and IRR may arise because of, the options are size disparity, time disparity, life disparity. Last option, all of these. The correct answer is answer D, all of these. Next question, which one refers to cash inflow under payback period method? The options are cash flow before depreciation and taxes, cash flow after depreciation and taxes, cash flow after depreciation but before taxes, cash flow before depreciation and after taxes. Choose the correct option. Payback period is the period required to recover the original cash outflow invested in a project. It calculates the minimum number of years that a project will take to pay back the investment. Cash flow after taxes are used to compute the payback period. depreciation is not considered for calculating cash flows. Depreciation will not be deducted. So the answer is D. Cash flow before depreciation and after taxes. Next question. The concept of present value is based on the options are principle of compounding, principle of discounting, both A and B, none of these. Discounting is the process of determining the present value of a payment or a stream of payments that is to be received in the future. Given the time value of money, a dollar is worth more today than it would be worth tomorrow. The correct answer is answer B, principle of discounting. It is based on the concept of present value. So the concept of future value is based on which concept? Principle of compounding. Next question is, cost of capital from all the sources of fund is called? The options are specific cost, composite cost, implicit cost, simple average cost. Choose the correct option. Composite cost of capital is a company's cost to finance its business, determined by and also referred to as weighted average cost of capital or WACC. The calculation involves multiplying the cost of each capital compound by its proportional weight and taking the sum of its result. So the correct answer is answer B. Next, negative net working capital implies that the options are long-term funds have been used for fixed asset, short-term funds have been used for fixed asset, long-term have been used for current asset, short-term funds have been used for current assets. Choose the correct one. In negative working capital, describe a situation where a company's current liabilities exceed its current asset as stated on the firm's balance sheet. In other words, there is more short-term debt than there are short-term assets. It's easy to assume that negative working capital spells disaster. So the correct answer is short-term funds have been used for fixed asset or long-term fund, then negative working capital implies. It is aggressive approach of working capital. Next, profitability index of a project is the ratio of present value of cash inflows to, the options are total cash inflows, total cash outflows, present value of cash outflows, initial cost minus depreciation. Which option is correct? The profitability index is an index that attempts to identify the relationship between the cost and benefits of a proposed project through the use of a ratio calculated as present value of future cash flow divided by initial investment. So the correct answer is, or it is the capital budgeting technique to evaluate the investment project for their viability or profitability. Profitability index is the ratio of discounted cash inflow to the discounted cash outflow. The correct answer is answer C. Which one of the following statement is false? Effective dividend policy is an important tool to achieve the goal of wealth maximization. According to Walter, the optimal payment ratio for a growth firm is 100%. Emma Mode asserts that the value of firm is not affected whether the firm pays dividend or not. Next option, Bird and Hunt theory in reference to dividend decision have been developed by Myron Gordon. Which option is correct? In Walter model shows the clear relationship between the return on investment or internal rate of return and the cost of capital. The choice of an appropriate dividend policy affects the overall value of the firm. The efficiency of dividend policy can be shown through a relationship between return and the cost. If R greater than K, The firm should retain the earnings because it poses better investment opportunities and can gain more than what the shareholders can buy or reinvesting. The firm will more return than a cost is called growth firms and have a zero payout ratio. If or less than key, the firm should pay all its earning to the shareholders in the form of dividends because they have better investment opportunities than a firm. Here, the payout ratio is 100%. If R equal to, the firm's dividend policy has no effect on the firm's value. Here, the firm is indifferent towards how much is to be retained and how much is to be distributed among shareholders. The payout ratio can vary from 0 to 100%. So, the correct answer is answer B. According to Walter, the optimum payout ratio for a growth firm is 100%. In the question, match the items of list 1 with those of list 2 and indicate the correct code. The list 1 items are ABC analysis, Walter model, capital rationing, net operating income approach. List 2 dividend decision, capital budgeting decision, capital structure decision, working capital management decision. The options are below. Choose the correct option. In ABC analysis, A means expensive inventory, accurate control required, and B indicates moderate value inventory and moderate control required items, and C indicate low cost inventory and minimum control required. Next option is Walter model. Theories of dividend are divided into two bases: irrelevance theory, that is dividend is irrelevant, and relevance theory, dividend is relevant. In irrelevance theory, dividend is irrelevant. The theories are Modglani-Miller approach. In relevance theory, dividend is relevant. Under the theories are Walter model and Gordon model. In Walter's model shows relationship between a firm's rate of return R and its cost of capital K. It is based on the following assumptions: internal financing, constant return and cost of capital, 100% payout or retention, constant EPS and DPS, infinite period or time. Next option is capital rationing. Capital rationing is the process of putting restriction on the project that can be undertaken by the company or the capital that can be invested by the company. It can be either hard or soft. The major assumptions are: these are restrictions on capital expenditure either by way of all internal financing or investment budget restrictions. It came out with an optimal return on investment for the company. Next option is net operating income approach. In net operating income approach suggests that value of the firm is dependent on the operating income and associated business risk. Change in leverage, debt, face to affect the value of the firm. The major assumptions of net operating income approach: overall capitalization rate remain constant irrespective of debt. Value of equity is difference between total firm value less value of debt. Weighted average cost of capital remain constant. So we can got idea about various theories. The correct answer for this question is answer C. Next, match the items of list 1 with those of list 2 and indicate the correct code. List 1 items are net income approach, profitability approach, concentration banking, lower rate of return. List 2 items: working capital management, overcapitalization, capital structure planning, capital budgeting decision. In concentration banking, it is a system of decentralizing collections. According to this system, a large number of collection centers are established by the firm in different areas. The firm opens its bank account in local bank in different areas where it has collection centers. The collection centers are required to collect checks from their customers and deposit them in local bank account. Instructions are given to the local collection centers to daily transfer funds over a certain limit telegraphically to the bank at head office. Disbursements are made on the basis of daily reports from the head office. The advantages of concentration banking: it spread up collection of payments and firm get the use of the funds more quickly. The float related to cash receipt is shortened. Official bank checks which are pre-printed can transfer funds in a less expensive way than transferring funds between accounts. Next option, net income approach. This theory was proposed by David Duran and also known as fixed key theory. According to this approach, the value of firm is increase and decrease overall cost of capital by increasing the proportion of debt financing in capital structure. So, the answer is A. Net income approach is related to capital structure planning. Profitability approach is relating to capital budgeting decision. Concentration banking is related to working capital management, and lower rate of return is relating to overcapitalization. Next, dividend irrelevance argument of MM model is based on the options are hedging, issue of debentures, liquidity, arbitrage. Arbitrage process is the operational justification of the Modigliani-Miller hypothesis. Arbitrage is the process of purchasing a security in the market where the price is low and selling it in a market where the price is higher. This results in restoration of equilibrium in the market price of a security asset. This process is a balancing operation, which implies that a security cannot sell at different prices. So the correct answer is answer D, arbitrage. Part 2, financial management, last and final question. Which one of the following combination of rules stand true while preparing schedule of change in working capital? The options are: an increase in current asset increases working capital. An increase in current asset decrease in working capital. An increase in current liabilities decrease in working capital. An increase in current liabilities increase in working capital. The codes are given. Choose the correct answer. This question is from Schedule of Change in Working Capital. The rules of Schedule of Change in Working Capitals are: rules for preparing the working capital schedules. An increase in a current asset result in an increase in working capital. Decrease in current asset result in decrease in working capital. Increase in current liability decrease in working capital. Decrease in current liability result in increase in working capital. So the correct answer for that question is what? സോ ഈ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ്റെ ആൻസർ നിങ്ങൾ കമൻറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഇടുക. ഓക്കെ, നെക്സ്റ്റ് വീഡിയോയിൽ ഈ ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ്റെ ആൻസർ പറയുന്നതായിരിക്കും. നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു ജൂൺ, ഓഗസ്റ്റ്, സെപ്റ്റംബർ ഈ ഒരു മന്ത്സിൽ സിലബസ് വരുന്ന എക്സ്പെക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു സിലബസ് വരുന്നവരെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ്, അക്കൗണ്ടിങ്, GST ആണ് കോൺസെൻട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. മാക്സിമം ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് നമ്മൾ കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും. സിലബസ് വന്നതിന് ശേഷം ഓരോ ബുക്സും റെഫർ ചെയ്യുന്നതിനനുസരിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും വീഡിയോസിൽ. എസ്പെഷ്യലി ഇതൊരു ഗോൾഡൻ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റിയാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ എല്ലാവരും നന്നായി പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുക, നന്നായി റെഫർ ചെയ്യുക. കൂടുതൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് നമ്മളുടെ എല്ലാവരും പോസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് തന്നെ ആൻസേഴ്സ് സ്വയം ഫൈൻഡ് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം കറക്റ്റ് ആണോ എന്നറിയുന്നതിന് മാത്രമായിട്ട് നോക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ നോക്കുക. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത വീഡിയോസിൽ വീണ്ടും കാണാം. സോ ലൈക്ക്, ഷെയർ, സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ആൻഡ് കമൻറ്റ്. താങ്ക് യു ഓൾ.